David Brewster here with another episode of 3 for All. This is 3 Chris DeGarmo and Michael Wilton licks from 1991, and I have to clear the air. I'm just trying to get this Queenryche bug out of my system because I've been hopelessly listening to Queenryche for the last few months, leading up to October, which is Metal Month, and I just posted the Operation Mindcrime special episode of Chordplay, for Queenryche, and now I'm following that with some DeGarmo and Wilton licks, like I said, just to kind of flush this Queenryche bug out of my system. So here we go. Just in case you weren't aware, but they did release remastered versions of Operation Mindcrime and Empire earlier this year, and this is what I've been listening to, like out in my car or at home or wherever. And I have the vinyl of Mindcrime up there too. But these are really cool because you have the remastered albums, and then this one actually has a live, like a second disc that's live at the Hammersmith. And then this one has a second disc, and it's all these like rarities and B-sides and acoustic versions and stuff. So these are cool. If you're a fan, grab these before they disappear. So the licks in this lesson came from a bootleg, and Queensryche was playing the Rock In Rio, festival in '91. And they were technically on the Empire tour, but they did play a lot of songs from Mindcrime. So I chose this because the footage was a little bit better than some of the other footage I found. There was some footage from '87 and '88, but it was really grainy and kind of out of tune, and the crowd was kind of hoarded around the stage, and you really couldn't see Chris or Michael. And this footage was better. It actually looked like maybe it was pro shots. Maybe it was on TV in Brazil or something. But anyway, here we go. Right, the first lick comes from Chris DeGarmo, and this is during the Best I Can guitar solo from the album Empire. And this is kind of some signature phrasing from DeGarmo because it's very melodic and lyrical and uplifting. Something like this. Very melodic, it sounds like something you could sing or maybe play on a keyboard or something, but here's, Chris playing this on guitar. So we're kind of loosely in E minor, and we're going to basically grab this D note and bend that up to E, and you're going to do that twice. The third time you want to bend it and release it back down to D, like this. And then you want to grab that B note right there, and then you're going to grab that D and bend it back up to E, like this. Then you want to keep that D bent to E, pick it again, and then pick it again and release it, like this. Then you're going to do this C, D to B right there, and then B, C to D quickly. So you're kind of doing this like little melody right there. Time all the way through it. It's very, melodic. It's also very demanding on your fret hand because you're holding bends and you're digging in. Really cool phrase. The next lick's from Michael Wilton, and this is during the Revolution Calling guitar solo. Something like this. One more time. Something like that, and this one's pretty demanding too. It starts with this little melodic phrase and then ends with a bend. Like that G, F, E, F, G, and then bend that G to A. Then you're doing this kind of pentatonic based phrase. So right there, it's a hammer-on pull-off between that A and C. So you're doing this A, C, A, hammer-on pull-off, grab that G, grab A, and then bend that G to A. Like that. And you want to hold that bend with some vibrato, and then you're going to do that lick again. One more time there. That phrase, that kind of busier phrase, or the longer phrase, I guess, is right here. One more time. Really tight and compact, melodic phrasing and that quick kind of pentatonic bass phrasing too. Cool lick. The next lick's from Chris DeGarmo, and this is during the solo to Operation Mindcrime, and it's this frantic and busy phrase. Something like this. One more time. And it's deceptively hard to play, because you're doing this. I'm going to go through it really slow. Something like that. And the tricky part is you're basically doing this pull off between that C sharp and B. And then you've got this G sharp, C sharp to G sharp right there, like this. And then you're going to do this B, C sharp, B again. So there's kind of a weird, fingering pattern right there. You're basically doing that 3 times in a row right there. And then pull off that C sharp to B. And you're going to bend that up a whole step while also catching that F sharp with your pinky. So you're doing this kind of compound, like double stop bend right there. So really slow, it's like and then one more time. Here's a bonus lick from this live footage, and it's Michael Wilton this time, and it's from the I Don't Believe in Love guitar solo, and there's this speed lick that he plays. Something like this. It's pretty cool. One more time. So we've featured a lot of speed licks on this channel, especially, in these 3-for-all episodes. But right there, we're basically in G minor, kind of, and we're doing this. One more time, really slow. So some of you watching might feel this is pretty easy, and then some of you that might be a big challenge. That's a great thing to practice, just sitting there kind of running, this fingering pattern on the fretboard like that. You could try other shapes, if you wanted to work on, different symmetrical shapes or scale shapes and stuff like that. But one more time, kind of up to speed. And I like the way he's racing up here, and then at the end, he's just really kind of finishing with these final notes right there. Alright, I have no idea what's going on here. I guess this is a bonus lick, but I wanted to feature something including both of these players at the same time. And we just recently had the Harmonizing the Guitar episode of Brewster's Millions of Rants. And this is basically from I Don't Believe in Love, a little excerpt of these harmony, guitar parts. So this is DeGarmo's part, like this. Like right at the end of the guitar solo right there. So it's just a little snippet of that harmonized part, but that's DeGarmo's. And I'm going to use the TC Electronic Ditto Looper to kind of recreate this, but then here's Michael's part with DeGarmo's. But it's really cool the way those two parts come together, because DeGarmo did this. And then Michael's literally an octave higher, just mimicking, what Chris did, like this. So it's the same thing, just one octave higher. And then you hear that trill. You know, Chris did this, and Michael's up here, you know, in the A and B flat, but then it almost sounds like an octave. You know, when you hear that harmonized together, like this. Alright, that's going to wrap this episode of 3 for All with 3 Chris DeGarmo and Michael Wilton licks from 1991. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm just trying to flush this Queenryche bug out of my system. I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously buying the CDs and the album, you know, a few months ago, that sparked it. And then I haven't been able to stop, you know, for months. And I have listened to some other stuff. Obviously, I've been putting some of the lessons and stuff together too. But every time I'm in my car, or if I'm just kind of sitting and maybe reading or something, in my head, I'm hearing some of these songs speak and, you know, spreading the disease in some of these songs. It's like they just kind of pop in my mind, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's like a Queensryche radio in my brain. So anyway, leave some feedback and comments. Please subscribe to Like Lessons, and I'll be back before you know with more material. Thank you.